How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay, and inflation numbers just came out for March 2022. That means we now have the 6 months worth of inflation data needed to set the new Ibonds interest rates that will begin May 1st of 2022. So we'll go over what that inflation data looked like, how we can use that to determine what the new Ibond interest rates will be, why some of you may not see this new rate on May 1st, and most importantly, why you shouldn't wait until May 1st to buy your Ibonds, and you should do it now. So if that sounds good to you, hit the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. So as I said at the opening, March 2022 inflation data just came out today as I record this, and inflation in the month of March was a whopping 8.5%. Now, obviously that is not good news for any of us for life in general, but what it is good news for is our Ibonds and our Ibond interest rates. So the current rate we've been receiving on Ibonds has been 7.12%. Already the highest interest rates Ibonds have ever paid out. And now with March's inflation data in, we now have the 6 months of data we need to extrapolate what our next interest rate on Ibonds will be. Now I want to stress this is not official yet, but it looks like the new interest rate for Ibonds starting May 1st, 2022 will be 9.62%. That's right, a 100% risk-free 9.62% interest. Amazing, right? Your principal is always 100% safe. The only catch is you must hold for at least 1 year. And if you sell between 1 and 5 years, you forfeit 3 months interest. And this goes for all Ibonds, regardless of when you purchase them. Any Ibonds that you hold will receive the 9.62% interest rate for 6 months. And if we take a look at this chart that was put together by the Tips Watch blog, we can see how we got to that 9.62%. And how that works is we look at the monthly percentage change in the inflation rate over the past 6 months. So from October 2021 through March 2022. And that 6-month change came out to be 4.81%, which annualized to a full year is our 9.62%. And if you doubt that math, you can look down below on this chart and see what it was for the previous 6 months, how we got to our current 7.12%. Now it's important to note that not everyone will see this new 9.62% interest rate on their Ibonds beginning May 1st. That's because depending on when you bought your Ibonds, you'll still be receiving the prior interest rate. Now this is something I really wasn't clear enough on in my original video about Ibonds, which you can find up here and down in the description if you've missed it. But when you purchase Ibonds, you receive the current interest rate when you purchase them for 6 months. So if I buy Ibonds right now in April of 2022, I'm going to get 6 months of the current 7.12% interest rate, and then I will receive 6 months of the 9.62% interest rate we all think it is going to increase to starting in May. Now what we've been talking about so far is the variable interest rate on the Ibonds. But as many of you already know, there are 2 interest rate components that make up Ibonds. The variable rate, which changes with the inflation rate as we've been talking about, and the fixed rate to the Ibonds. The Fed has begun to raise interest rates to try and combat the inflation we're seeing, but I don't think we're going to see any change in the fixed rate of Ibonds anytime soon. It's been at 0 for a long time now, and the Fed has really just begun to slowly increase interest rates. We haven't seen that carry over into things like high yield savings accounts yet, so I wouldn't expect to see an Ibonds. So don't be hung up on the fixed portion of the interest rate. If you're gonna buy Ibonds, I think you should do it now. Get in before May 1st if you can. And the reason for that is because, like I mentioned earlier, you lock in 6 months at the current interest rate, which is 7.12%, and then after that, you will get 6 months at the 9.62% interest rate. That means for your first year holding your Ibonds, you can lock in a 1-year interest rate of roughly 8.5%. And remember, that's 8.5% on your money with no risk. And the reason I say you should buy Ibonds before the interest rate adjusts in May 1st and lock in 6 months at 7.12% is because a lot of economists are speculating that inflation is peaking right now. That these are the highest inflation numbers we're going to see, and over the next 6 months to the year, they gradually or maybe even rapidly start to decline. Will that happen? Who knows? But even if the inflation rate does move higher and Ibonds again adjust higher in October of 2022, we're still going to get 6 months of that rate as long as we're holding our Ibonds. So you don't have to worry about missing out on even higher interest rates in the future. So all you're doing is locking in 6 months at the already record high of 7.12%. And because we know, even though it's not official, that we're looking at 9.62% for the following 6 months, by buying Ibonds now in April of 2022, you can guarantee yourself a roughly 8.5% interest rate over the next year. And I will gladly take a known 8.5% interest rate for the next 12 months over waiting till May 1st, locking in 6 months at 9.62%, and then not knowing what's going to happen in the 6 months after that. So take the rates now. You're going to get them when they change in the future anyways. If by chance you're waiting to the last minute and you haven't filed your 2021 tax return yet, remember, if you're getting a refund, you can use that to buy an extra $5,000 worth of Ibonds above the normal $10,000 limit. So waiting to the last minute may have worked out for you if you want to buy extra Ibonds at these rates. Let me know what you're going to do. Are you going to buy Ibonds now in April? Are you going to wait until May? Did you already max yourself out for the year? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Hit the like button again down in this video. It helps spread it to other people who need to know that this interest rate is going higher. Thank you as always for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.